taught you to hate the color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Most of us blacks, or Negroes as he called us, really thought we were free without being aware that in our subconscious, all those chains we thought had been struck off were still there. And there were many ways where what really motivated us was our desire to be loved by the white man. Malcolm meant to lance that sense of inferiority. He knew it would be painful. He knew that people could kill you because of it, but he dared to take that risk.
He was saying something over and above that of any other leader of that day. While the other leaders were begging for entry into the house of their oppressor, he was telling you to build your own house.
First of all, if you're going to talk about a revolutionary situation, you have to have people who are physically able to wage revolution, who are physically able to organize and physically able to do all that is done.
Yeah, but the question is more, how do you get there? Do you get there by confrontation, violence?
Oh, is that the question you were asking?
Yeah.
See, that's another thing. When you talk about a revolution, most people think violence, without realizing that the real content of any kind of revolutionary thrust lies in the principles and the goals that you're striving for, not in the way you reach them. On the other hand, because of the way this society is organized, because of the violence that exists on the surface everywhere, you have to expect that there are going to be such explosions. You have to expect things like that as reactions. If you are a black person and live in the black community all your life and walk out on the street every day seeing white policemen surrounding you, when I was living in Los Angeles, for instance, long before the situation in L.A. ever occurred, I was constantly stopped. No, the police didn't know who I was, but I was a black woman, and I had a natural, and they, I suppose, thought that I might be a, quote, militant. And when you live under a situation like that constantly, and then you ask me, you know, whether I approve of violence. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense at all.
Woo-hoo. That don't make no sense at all. Evening, black people. Welcome back to the No PC show. It's Thursday night, and we gonna get at it. That was Sister Angela Davis talking about revolution. I've been having an opportunity lately at my store down on 71st Street in South Shore, 1741 East 71st Street, 773-966-4457, 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. RPC Computing for all your computing needs. Give us a call or stop by. Shameless plug, but got to promote that business. I don't have my shirt on today, but I got my life cross on here. So tonight's topic is called the Black Militant. What does that look like? I've been talking to a lot of young folks. I mean, they may be 20 to 30 years younger than me, and, you know, picking their brains and, you know, just having a conversation to see where their head is at. Shout out to Brother Ill, who stopped in today and talked to me for about an hour. To Miss Dominique, who stopped in a couple of days ago and talked for about 2 hours. Our young people want to be engaged, kind of like when we wanted to be engaged. And I was talking to Miss Dominique, and I kind of broke it down to her, like Angela Davis was saying. It's about how you reach your goal, and it doesn't have to be violence. And I was talking to Miss Dominique, and I was explaining to her, just like I talked to Brother Eel today. What's up, Kev? See you out there. Peace and blessings, brother. And I explained that the reason we cannot come to power is because the same tools that the white people used to conquer this land and take over this land, they took those away from you. So they robbed, killed, pillaged, and made laws to subjugate you. And then they changed the laws and said, you can't rob, kill, pillage, and by force take this back. This ensures that you will never be on top. And to put a cherry on top of what we've done to you by destroying your culture, your language. People don't understand how important culture and language is. It is the very essence of who you are. And if you don't understand that, get you a real African friend or a real Jamaican friend and study them and spend time with them, and you'll see how disconnected you are from who you are. You won't even recognize yourself. You'll be disappointed. You may even go home and cry because you'll realize, what's up, Harv? I see you out there. That everything that these people are, the Jamaicans are disconnected too, but they are not disconnected to the level that we are disconnected. They still have a little hint of African culture, and Jamaican culture is a derivative of that African culture because they were kind of dropped off there first. But we have no attachment to our roots. Don't tell me roots don't matter, because without the roots, the tree never grows. It never flourishes. It never sprouts leaves. It never bears fruit. So when they brought us here, and then they said, well, we're gonna free you niggas now and make it on your own. We're not gonna give you anything but the opportunity to destroy each other, to fight over the lack of resources. So I'm talking to Brother Eel, and we're talking about, he's got his degree, and not to put his information out there, it's just hard out here, just like it is for so many degree people to find a job. So we talk about the education system in America and what it's based on. It is just a training ground for you to go and work for them. It's part of the setup. We did a show about this. I did a little mockery. It says, oh, you want to be like me, nigga? Take this student loan. You still want to be like me? Take this home loan. Oh, you loving to be like me? Get this car loan, nigga. You want to open a business? Wait a minute, nigga. You ain't going to be like me. Now, you're going to take these government instituted programs that may benefit you and may not benefit you. It's according to how your tap shoes fit. How your shoes fit, nigga? Like I explained to Brother Eel today, hey, white person comes to corporate America. Hey, Billy. Yeah, this is Jesse. He's a great guy. Worked with him over here at DuPont. Let's bring him on in. Let's show him the ropes. You come in. We got your tap shoes here. We got your muzzle. Nigga, you ready to dance? You ready to perform? And that's going to be your whole time there. I don't care what people say in corporate America. I just left corporate America after 25 years. You can't tell me that every Negro, what's up, Thomas, don't have to put them tap shoes on. Because everyone I've seen has had a tap. Now, a lot of people don't look at it like that. But as I explained to Sister Dominique, I said, here's how it works. And this is why the approach of militancy in a real militant way will never work. Not just missing the part that you cannot use violence or anything to elevate yourself. Your army is short. There's 160 million white people in America, 44 million black people. Half those black people are either in jail or working for the system. The government is the biggest employer of black people, period. The other half, or other percentage, works for corporate America. They are happy being able to pay their bills. They don't want to start no trouble. Leave these white folks alone. We happy with our second-class citizenship. So take away that additional half that's in corporate America in so-called great positions or executives or whatever they think they're doing. And nobody's hating on you if that's your thing, just like Mayweather, if you want to wear Gucci and do whatever, that's your money, you made it. You can live the way you want to live. You got to take care of your family. You got to take care of your kids, I guess. So we bring that number down to, let's say, 15 million. 15 million. And then you take that 15 million and you try to talk to people, and then you realize the rest of the people are struggling. So they're just trying to survive. That gets you down to probably about 1 million people that may be trying to make a movement, but they can't move because the other pillar that they took away from you was your economic stability in this world. They deprived you economically. Well, you got to get up and go come to work now. Wait a minute, nigga. You got a house, you got a car, you got a home, you got these student loans. You want to be like us. You owe us about $200,000 for your freedom. Now, if you ain't got $200,000, nigga, I don't know what to tell you. You the one that wanted to be equal to us. You wanted to live like us. You wanted to share us. Ain't that what Martin told y'all? Shit, y'all should have been listening to Malcolm. Y'all should have been listening to Elijah. Y'all should have been getting y'all own shit. But we didn't. That's what happened to the revolution. Niggas got jobs and forgot about everybody else. Because if you got a job and forgot about everybody else, you was a nigga. Wasn't a whole lot of black folks left after that. Even a lot of our politicians. Jesse started messing around in Washington, D.C., got a baby mama, hanging out with the Clintons. Everybody that was supposed to go to D.C. for us said screw us. So let's get back to this 1 million that's left that's possibly looking to do something. It's the true number is not 1 million, because you may have 1 million people or so-called Christians. Christianity is not the biggest religion in America, but it's a big religion. And it teaches you not to knock religion, not to knock God. It teaches you to live in a different manner and only pay attention to the Word of God. And we must always pay attention to the Word of God. But there's nowhere in the Bible that says you should remain ignorant to what people are doing to you. In that case, the children could have stayed in Israel. And we know how ignorant they was. even when they were delivered, they were still trying to run. Some of them wanted to run back to Egypt. What did Aaron say? At least we had some food there and some shelter. Yeah, we got beat down, but it was comfortable. So we as black people have gotten comfortable with our nonsense, with our oppressors. And every group will tell you, especially the Chinese. Like I always mention Mr. Chan. Mr. Chan says black people are the only people who fight to be under their oppressors. The only ones. And it's a disgrace. But that's when your culture and things are taken away from you. You have no connection to the homeland. You don't have a support system that's coming back to save you. A lot of the blacks in Africa look down on you, but they're looking down on you from ignorance because they do not understand what happened to us here. And it's up to us to explain that. And then they have the responsibility to tell us, this is who you are. We are still connected. But since they are still connected to their original roots, their belief system is different. They believe highly in education. Not 1 degree, but maybe 2 degrees. And then they fight to come here. And then they find out what it is to be black in America. They see how the system works, and then they can more closely relate to us and what we go through. I was looking at a story the other day, and it was about Michelle Obama, and Barack and Michelle were appointing people to their new organization. And when I looked at it, I'm like, did you guys just appoint an Indian, 2 Indian women to head the foundation that you're creating? Are you serious? I'm trying to see if I can find that story to post up. And I had to be offended. I was like, okay, I think I'm offended here. But that's the system. So when I'm explaining to Sister Dominique, the black people that are in position and in power keep that power because they help to align the Negroes that would have aspirations of doing anything else. This is what they do. Hey, cuz, thanks for joining. I've seen this many times. I worked in corporate America for 26 years. I see how they shift out the Negroes. So when they gave me this award and say this is what we want people to be like, and then they interview me, and then one of the questions, and I know they wanted me to answer it as a safe Negro, but they said if you could sit down and have dinner with 3 people, who would they be? You know me, I'm black as hell. I said Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Nelson Mandela. Not the answers white folks want to hear. They want you to say Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. That's what they want you to say. Because they come to you like that skit on Homie the Clown when he's going to meet the establishment, and they ask him the questions, and then he answers them, and they say, oh, homie, you finally sold out. You completely sold out. Come on in and talk to the whiteys. I can mark that day of me saying the 3 M's, Malcolm, Martin, and Mandela, as the day they start saying, this nigga got to go. Don't give this nigga no more options. He basically told us he's not a tap dancer. We got to show him that we is still in control, because this our plantation. You said this here our plantation, Harpo. This is where it comes from. So you go to work. I've seen it happen to lawyers and all types of high ranking. I've seen it happen to judges, black judges. I've sat on the boat with black judges and talked and been in the home of very well off to do black people and talk. These are the opportunities to talk to see where they are at. And it's always that little hint of, I would really like to mess with my people, but I'm up here in this big house. I got the leftover grits. They taste pretty good. I don't want to struggle. I'm sorry you struggling. I can't really give you no advice unless you're gonna put them shoes on. I've been pulled to the side by high-ranking executive lawyers, because they always got to send a powerful Negro, or what they seem as one that has showed them enough where they can, okay, we can deal with them. Send them in to talk Nigger Rick down, and they'll call you in and close the door and say, Nigger Rick, come on, brother. I know you're a proud black man. I know what they're doing to you. You got to bow your head, or you got to run away. You got to take what you want, and you got to run. That's the new policy that we're going to have to start adapting as black people. You ain't got a whole lot of time to keep messing with these people. Get what you need and leave. We're going to open the phone lines up. Anybody want to call and give their opinion? Our dial-in number is 872-267-2552. 872-267-2552. If you're watching on the YouTube side, it is right above my head here. 872-267-2552. Call in with your opinion. We love to hear somebody else's opinion beside mine, because I know I'm just not crazy. But we have to understand the new militancy is not you jumping up and down, power to the people, chanting. Before I march anywhere, I'd rather march to a designated spot where we're going to talk about black stuff and what we're going to do and what we're not going to support, instead of crying about everything that these white folks do and complaining about everything these white folks do. We got to say what we going to do. Spend a whole lot of money. When there's a march, they spend millions of dollars. So you have people like Al Sharpton and thing promoting these marches. I don't know. I still say that he may be kind of an operative for them, because that's kind of how he gets his thing going. I'm part of the Action Network too. So I'm part of the Action Network. I watch it so I can see what's going on. But none of that changes the fact that people that are promoting us to let's keep showing how bad they treating us. That's what we did with Martin and them. Let's keep getting punched in the face so the rest of the world can see how evil this man is. We already know he's evil. We established that from the minute we stepped on the shore. So we don't need to bull crap around and run around. If our politicians aren't home raised and aren't doing what we need them to do, and aren't afraid of losing their salaries, sure, we should be rotating them every period. You get elected and you act a fool for 4 years, then you get kicked out and we bring another one in. And our main agenda is only one agenda. It is reparations for black people. We have nothing else to really care about, because the only way to stop this madness and to promote black people, don't tell us reparations isn't for you, when that's what happened to the Jews and that's how they reestablished themselves. But they never want to establish us to a point of power where we can be competition. last night in Bible study, the pastor was saying racism is about competition. And I can agree to an extent, because it takes a group of people to institute and work in a racist environment. So when you go to corporate America, it is 10 times as many white people as black people. And whether they are conscious of their racism or not, it exists and they benefit from it. And they may say they're your friend, but they're going to ride with the system when the system says, Nigger Rick is not what we want. We know he did the work. You want the promotion or not? Fuck him. You're a good white person. Let us elevate you. You can't be in the field with the niggers. Even when they had indentured servants and the white people would be out in the field. Okay, Jimmy, you've been in the field. You come on up to the porch and we're going to feed you before we feed these niggas. You still a white man. You're not going to get the beatings. They got a scene in, what is that, 12 Years a Slave? 12 Years a Slave, where they beat the black slaves. If they pick a certain amount of cotton, every day they have to pick more cotton. If they pick less cotton the next day, they take them out and they give them lashes. But then there's a white man who's only picking a third of what they're picking, and he's never punished. Why would we punish white people? And then people want to feel sorry for poor white people. Why are you feeling sorry for them? There are conditions built into society that say, no matter how screwed up you are as a white person, if you accept the doctrines of America, you too can be blessed and be placed in your rightful spot above these niggas. Oh, that's all you got to do. They not together. They not real militants. Militants states that you have some type of army. Says that you have some type of continuity, that you have some type of unity and togetherness. So we're separated economically, politically, social class, environments. How do we overcome all that? How do we overcome all that? Somebody got the answer? 872-267-2552. This show was prompted, like I said, I'm talking to young people, and I'm trying to give them an understanding of what has transpired. I'm trying to give them the book that we were given, or so-called not given, and we can never fault our ancestors, because a lot of them grew up in a time where they had to do what they had to do to survive. I say up to 1965, which is the year I was born, these people had a license to kill, maim, and destroy black people in this country legally without any repercussions. And like Malcolm said, that those rules would take on a different meaning. But why do we need the rules? If you're saying I'm American, then all my rights should be included in your rights. But you gave us more rights, and then we don't even get to use those rights. Everybody else in America, every Indian and Israeli and whoever else gets to use your civil rights. But you'll have to fight like a dog to say your civil rights were violated as a black man. They had the testimony of Cohen, and this will be our last point of this man went on basically trial, and I was a little shocked that they treated him just like they treat every black man. Every excuse they use to persecute you, you're a felon, you're a liar. This is what you do, and we're supposed to believe you. So that was the first time I actually seen them do it to one of their own to that degree and fight for a man who is immoral. He gets up and he says, the man's a racist. What do the Republicans do? This is Betty. She's a good nigga. She ain't seen nobody in this establishment have any racism. Ain't that right, Betty? Okay, Betty, you's a good nigga. You don't go on back over there. Good nigga. That's a good nigga. She ain't seen no parts of racism. And it took one of the black senators to call it out. She said, you know what? I can't let this go. You're not about to bring up one black person and say she speaks for all of us and all the shit we done seen going on in this administration. It's insulting, it's embarrassing, and it's downright ignorant. And that's the way we had to start looking at these people. He is a racist. He is a rapist. Look up the document today, the day of election day. The person, the young lady at the time who was a 12, 13-year-old, him and another businessman did whatever they did to this young lady. Look it up. I don't have to sit here and lie. And that was the second time that they had paid off the case. He's everything in the book that the devil is. And he'll do anything to gain power. And all his little demons that hop around with him are on the same BS. So ain't no win over there. Let's start nation building. Let's start coming together. Let's start supporting each other. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to say black power, black unity, love, peace, and soul. We out of here.
Step out of the car. No, you don't have the right. Step out of the car. You do not have the right to do that. I do have the right. Now step out or I will remove you. I refuse to talk to you other than to identify myself.
Now if your woman ain't no revolutionary, she'll persuade you to be a fucking slave for the rest of your days. She'll be grooming you on how to behave, teaching you how to coon and buck dance so that you can be safe. If that brother ain't no rider, soldier, no provider, molder of young minds, check it out. You got yourself a bitch. Think about the time that you invested in him. If he's wearing them skinny jeans, you a lesbian. For every 100 black women who ain't locked up, it's only 83 black men remain. Take away 1.5 million black men who might have benefited their women and their children. You don't know a war when it's waged against you, when it makes you drive your baby mama to the clinic just to kill your own. Ain't no legacy to leave behind, cause ain't nobody sitting on your throne. You motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga. Sandra Bland was a rider. She wouldn't have committed suicide, and you a motherfucking liar. It would not be wise to stop when you hear sirens and you see the police behind you, but you don't wanna die. They gon' shoot you if you run. They gon' say that you was going for the police gun. That's why they shot you like 120 times, but you was still coming, so they put another bullet in your lung. Them devils got you praying while they murder, because they know you on that bullshit. They steady with them full clips and body armor. They kill your women in the street, cause they figure you too weak to do anything about it. You some shit, getting fucked in your sleep. They poison you every time you brush your teeth. You don't care, you behave like a slave. A bitch from the cradle to the grave, on your knees with your hands out, begging cause you wanna be motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga.
jail.
No, I'm getting it. For what?